Oh. 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 Welcome to Meaningful Mornings. If someone were to ask you, what do you do in meaningful mornings? You've been part of this for more than 400 mornings. Why? What would you share with them? Share with me in the chat what you do in meaningful mornings. Why you are part of meaningful mornings. If you have the wrong answer, you can't join tomorrow. To be happy. A daily dose of inspiration. To get closer to my potential. To encourage being cheerful, to be more introspective, to be part of a community, to be intentional. You all passed. We shall continue with meaningful mornings. Here, I'm sharing it in the chat right now, is another insight into meaningful mornings. An age of Vedanta, if truly pursued, will be breeding a generation of heroic hearts and spearheaded intellects to whom the problems of life can be but a child's play. Swami Chinmayananda. Is your day becoming more childlike? Are your problems evolving to becoming challenges? If yes, and I pray yes, then we're developing this hero heart and this spearhead intellect. All that we do, this is in reference to actions, the source of this is a desire. If we have no desires, we will not act in a very simplistic way. If our desires are for oneself, Vivek acts for Vivek, what I will feel then is fear. And this is showcased in chapter 1. If my desires are for oneness, not oneself, but oneness, from my family to the community, from my community to society, from society to humanity, from humanity to divinity, then I will feel fearlessness. Fearlessness, that is shown in chapter 2. How to make this transition from our desires being about oneself to oneness. This is being explained in chapter 3. We are on verse 7 right now. Yastvindriyani manasa niyamya Arjuna karmendriya karma yogam asakta savishishyate. Arjuna, tu. Tu means indeed. Shri Krishna is trying to make the comparison between the one in verse 6 and now the one in verse 7. Yaha indriyani manasa. The one whose sense organs, both of perception and interaction, they are integrated with manasa. They're aligned with the mind. And what are they doing? Niyamya, they are directed. Arabate, the one who's actually practicing this or living this. In the previous verse, one's organs are going in one direction and the mind is going in another direction. In this verse, Shri Krishna is showcasing the one whose organs and mind are going in the same direction. The key word here is niyamya. We typically come across this word as niyama. Yama means don't. Niyama means do. And that's why I'm highlighting to all of you, the body and the mind, they're not designed to not do. They're designed to do. So do. What should you do? Karmendriyehi. With the organs or the body, karma yoga. One should engage in acting for oneness. That acting comes from a desire to desire oneness. And throughout all of this, asaktaha. Saktaha means to be attached. Asaktaha, one who is not dependent on acting. They're acting, but they're not dependent on what's going to come from that action. This is training in acting out of fulfillment. Sa vishishyate, such a personality excels. And they certainly excel in the secular world, but more so, they excel in their evolution. Every day they feel quieter. Every day they feel more free. So keywords, niyamya plus asakta equals vishishya. Doing without depending, one excels. One is awesome. A practice from this whole verse, try to train yourself to like what you do. If you like what you do, you will have less likes and dislikes towards what comes from what you do. Make sense? If you don't like what you do, all you're going to be living for is what you get from what you do. That is anti-karma yoga. Okay? Similar thought is shared in verse 8. Niyatam kuru karma tvam karma jayo hya karmanaha sharira yatra pichate na prasiddhayeta karmanaha. Prince Arjuna, tvam, you, niyatam kuru karma. You are to engage in your niyatam. Niyata means your regular responsibilities. Okay? Now, I'm going to open this up briefly. Niyatam is actually made up of two references of action. Niyatam is made up of your nitya and naimittika karmas. So whenever you come across the word niyatam, this is to be opened up into nitya and naimittika. Nitya means regular, naimittika means special. We all have regular responsibilities, like looking after this body, going to school, going to work, running errands, etc. We all have special responsibilities. Yesterday we had a special class, correct? Today we have a as if regular class. when you go on vacation, summertime for kids, that's all a special time. So Prince Arjuna, engage in your regular and special responsibilities. Karma jaya hi akarmanaha. Acting is superior to not acting. If we go back to the beginning of this chapter, Prince Arjuna shares with Sri Krishna, you have glorified knowing. You did this at the beginning of chapter 2, you did this at the end of chapter 2. Then why are you encouraging me to act? And from verse 3, and now we're in verse 8, Sri Krishna has shared many reasons why Prince Arjuna is to act. Tomorrow I will review those. He is trying to show a comparison between the right actions and the wrong actions. Right now, Prince Arjuna is engaged in the wrong actions, and so he can't evolve. This whole challenge is not an opportunity for him. But your regular and your special responsibilities, those are actually an opportunity to evolve. And he brings this down to such a basic level. Sharira yatra apicha te, which means even the care of your body, will require action. If you don't act, what will happen to your body? Na prasiddhayet akarmanaha. The maintenance, the health of your body is not even possible if you don't act. So again, Sri Krishna is sharing many reasons for why we have to act. And looking after this body is one of them. Sharing a few more insights with everyone. In an earlier portion of Meaningful Mornings, I'd shared with all of you that this body is a worker. The mind is the manager, and the intellect is the supervisor. In verses 7 and 8, Sri Krishna is sharing how the supervisor is to direct the manager, which is to direct the worker. The intellect and mind and body are to be integrated, are to be aligned. And a practical way to do this is for your intellect to be in the direction of one's Sadguru Shishya Parampara. A Sadguru has direction. So if my intellect is in that direction, then I will evolve. Another term that's used in Vedanta is Shastra Anusari. Anusari means to revolve around the Shastra or the scripture. The idea being, ensure your supervisor, that is the intellect, is revolving around this script. Follow the script, then the mind will follow and the body will follow. One will not be a hypocrite then. Sharing this from the opposite perspective. If we engage in the wrong actions, what will be encouraged is the wrong desires. And that will encourage the wrong blueprint. If I have the right karma, I will have the right kama, the desire for oneness, and then I'll have the right avidya. Here, avidya, I mean vasanas. I will start to feel that I'm infinite. Through conscious living, the subconscious evolves, which will cause the unconscious to evolve too. In summary, act well. And I'll review everything that we've covered thus far tomorrow, because verse 9 is a very lovely verse. It is a summary verse. Again, a map on how we should live. To application. Your application yesterday was for you to register for one or more of our year-long courses. I checked. We have almost 100 students who have registered, which is good. Reflecting more on Puji Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda's life and teachings. One of the strengths of Chinmay Mission, of Swami Chinmayananda, is the emphasis of study groups. And these year-long courses are an opportunity for us to follow one Sadguru, to follow one's Shastra. I know many of you, English is not your first language. Maybe Hindi is. There's a class on Saturdays on Ramayana in Hindi. My father teaches that. He's a trained teacher also. And I'm emphasizing the class that's called 100 Steps to Infinity. This will be a systematic class on how to just keep on moving towards oneness. And what will be unique about this class, it will follow a 3D format: discourse, discussion, dialogue. In every class, for 20 minutes, there will be a discussion amongst your peers. All of the teachers from Albany, they will be together. All of the young adults, they'll be together. All of the Sidhukaris, they'll be together. All of the enlightened adults, I think that's what you call yourselves, you will be together. Because there should be a discussion. And whether you're meeting physically or not, you can still be part of that discussion. So you have the same application. Ensure that you're registered for one or more of these classes. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be safe, be sound, be serene, be happiness.